doesn't sleep that night. He lies in his bed, staring at the ceiling, feeling the heat under his skin get worse. Every breath feels too loud in the dark room. His sheets feel heavy and too warm, and every time he closes his eyes, he sees Alden's face. He hates how much he wants him. Hates the ache deep in his belly that won't go away. The bond pulls at him like a rope tied around his heart. Morning comes slowly. Light slips through the curtains, turning the shadows into soft gold. Rowan pushes himself up and swings his legs over the side of the bed. His body feels strange, heavy, restless. He rubs his palms on his thighs, trying to calm down. It doesn't help. There's a quiet knock on the door. Rowan's breath catches. "Come in," he says, trying to sound calm. The door opens. It's Alden. He stands there in his dark armor, his hair still damp from washing, and his eyes softer than Rowan remembers. Rowan's chest tightens at the sight. "You shouldn't be here," Rowan says. "But there's no strength behind the words, I know," Alden says. "But I was worried." Rowan looks down at his hands. His fingers keep twisting in his lap. "You shouldn't worry about me, I can't help it," Alden says quietly. Rowan lifts his eyes and meets Alden's gaze. For a second, it feels like the world stops moving. Rowan wants to look away, but he can't. Alden's eyes are too warm, too honest. "I don't know what to do," Rowan admits, his voice barely a whisper. "You don't have to do anything," Alden says. He steps closer, careful, like he's afraid of scaring Rowan away. "Just let me stay." Rowan's throat feels tight. He nods, once. Alden walks over and sits at the edge of the bed, close, but not touching. Rowan feels the heat from his body anyway. It makes the need inside him worse, but it also feels safer, somehow. For a while, they sit there in silence. Rowan's heart beats so loud, he wonders if Alden can hear it. "I can smell it," Alden says quietly, voice rough around the edges. "Your heat!" Rowan's face burns. "I know." Alden turns his head away, jaw tight. "It's hard not to move closer, not to touch you." "I don't know if I want you to," Rowan whispers, voice shaking. "Or if it's just the bond." Alden looks back at him, eyes soft but sad. "Then we won't do anything," he says. "Not until you know it's you who wants it. Not the bond." Rowan lets out a shaky breath. The knot of fear and longing in his chest loosens, just a little. But," Alden says, voice low, "can I stay here? Just to keep you safe?" Rowan hesitates. The idea of being alone scares him more than he wants to admit. "Yes," he says at last. "Stay." Alden moves slowly and sits closer. Their shoulders almost touch. Rowan's breath catches, and Alden stops, giving him space. "Thank you," Rowan says, voice small. Alden doesn't answer with words. Instead, he looks at Rowan like he matters, like he's more than a hidden prince. They sit there, side by side. Rowan can feel the heat pulsing in his blood, but for now, it doesn't feel so heavy. Alden's calm makes it softer, easier to bear. Rowan turns his head to look at Alden again. "Why are you so patient with me?" he asks. "Because you deserve it," Alden says. His voice is quiet, but every word feels true. Rowan doesn't know what to say to that. His chest feels tight, but it isn't fear this time. It's something softer, warmer. Outside, the light grows brighter. Rowan thinks about the danger waiting beyond this room, the people who would use him if they knew what he was. But for now, here with Alden, he lets himself breathe, just for a moment. Rowan shifts on the bed, pulling his knees up and wrapping his arms around them. Alden watches quietly, not saying a word. His silence isn't empty. It feels solid, like something Rowan can lean on. "You really don't have to stay," Rowan says again, though his voice sounds weaker this time. "I know," Alden answers, "but I want to." Rowan glances at him, studying the scar on his brow, the calm in his eyes that hides something deeper. "Why?" Alden thinks for a moment before speaking. "Because when I'm here, I know you're safe, and that matters to me." Rowan's throat feels tight again. "I'm not your duty," he whispers. "You're not," Alden agrees. "You're you." Those two words make Rowan's chest hurt in a way that feels almost good. Like a bruise pressed by a careful hand, they fall into silence again, but it isn't cold. Rowan lets his head rest back against the wall. The heat in his body is still there, heavy and restless, but not quite so sharp now. A knock breaks the quiet. Rowan jumps, his heart leaping into his throat. Alden's hand moves to the hilt of his sword on instinct, his body going tense. "It's just me," says a soft voice from the other side of the door. Rowan relaxes a little. "Come in, Theo." The door opens, and Theo, Rowan's friend and the only other person who knows the truth about him, is carrying a tray with bread, fruit, and a small pot of tea. "You didn't come to breakfast," Theo says, voice gentle. His eyes flick to Alden, but there's no anger, only curiosity and a touch of worry. "I wasn't hungry," Rowan mumbles. "Eat anyway," Theo says, setting the tray on a small table. "It might help." Rowan nods. The smell of warm bread makes his stomach twist with hunger. He hadn't noticed under the heat. Alden stands. "I'll wait outside," he offers. "No," Rowan blurts, surprising himself. His face heats up. Stay, please." Theo smiles a little at that, but he doesn't say anything. He pours a cup of tea and hands it to Rowan. Rowan takes it, fingers brushing Theo's for just a moment. "Thank you," Rowan says softly. Theo's eyes are kind. "Of course." He looks at Alden again. "Will you stay too?" Alden nods, then sits back down beside Rowan. Close, but not too close. Rowan's body aches to lean against him, but he keeps himself still. Rowan picks up a piece of bread and takes a bite. The simple taste grounds him, reminding him he's here, not trapped in the heat and the wanting. "The council is meeting today," Theo says, voice careful. "They're talking about your future." Rowan's chest goes cold. "They want to choose an alpha from me, don't they?" Theo nods. "They think it's time." "I won't let them," Rowan says, his voice shaking but firm. "You might not have a choice," Theo says gently. Rowan feels anger bubble under his skin, mixing with fear. "I do," he says. "I'll find a way." Alden's voice is quiet but strong. "You won't face them alone." Rowan turns to look at him. "You'd go against the council if they mean to harm you?" "Yes," Alden says. His green eyes don't waver. Rowan's breath catches. No one has ever spoken like that for him before. Not as a prince, not as an Omega. Just for him. Theo clears his throat softly. "Whatever happens, we'll figure it out together." Rowan nods, swallowing hard. "Thank you, both of you." For a moment, the room feels small and safe. Rowan knows it won't last. Outside these walls, danger waits. The council's plans, the truth about his blood, the heat inside him that won't be denied forever. But for now, with Alden beside him and Theo watching over him, Rowan lets himself hope, even if it's just a little.